evening, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. Assalamu alaikum. Together with the Presidential Communications Office, we bring you the latest, widest, and most comprehensive news coverage from the People's Television, IBC, Philippine News Agency, Philippine Information Agency, and Presidential Broadcast Service. I'm Princess Habiba Sarip Paudak, and this is your Balitang Pambansa. Tonight's headlines. The administration's senatorial beds will continue their efforts to woo voters in a campaign rally in Cavite. A social weather station or SWS survey shows that 51% of Filipinos are in favor of holding former President Duterte accountable for what happened during the bloody war on drugs. The Presidential Communications Office, or PCO, and Cybercrime Investigation and Coordinating Center, or CICC, and Scam Watch Philippines will have inked an agreement to address the spread of disinformation and fake news online. Good news for PhilHealth members because they can now enjoy enhanced healthcare services as the Philippine Health Insurance Corporation has officially lifted its 45-day benefit limit rule. This move ensures that patients, especially those battling serious illnesses or chronic conditions, can continue receiving the medical care they need without restrictions. Even better, this policy update applies to all medical conditions and diseases, offering broader health care coverage for all members.
Inalis na ng PhilHealth ang 45-day benefit limit para matiyak na ang mga serbisyo ng ahensya ay mananatiling walang hadlang. Ayon sa pamunuan ng PhilHealth, maraming mga serbisyo ang kinakailangan ng higit 45 days na coverage, gaya nga lamang ng hemodialysis.
Lahat ng tinatawag na case rates, nasa mga 9,000 conditions po yun. Wala na po talagang 45-day limit. Uniform po yung application yan. Pati yung mga special package, yung mga tinatawag na Z-benefits, wala na ring 45-day benefit limit. Ikaw ba ay Pilipino? Ikaw ba ay miyembro? At dahil sa ating Universal Healthcare Act, lahat ng Pilipino ay miyembro ng PhilHealth. Lahat po covered and eligible.
With close to 2.5 million registered to vote, to no national or Senate candidate in his or her right mind will ever pass up the chance for a piece of the action in the campaign trail in the province of Cavite. True enough, the administration's coalition ticket is all set for tomorrow's stump in Cavite, which is sure to draw a mammoth crowd as we hear more from our Mela Lismoras.
All is set for the grand campaign rally of the Alyansa para sa Bagong Pilipinas in 13 Martires, Cavite tomorrow, led by none other than President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. himself. With more than 2.4 million registered voters, Cavite has long been a decisive battleground in national elections, making it a critical stop for the administration coalition's campaign. 3 of Alyansa's senatorial bets, including re-electionist Senators Bong Revilla and Francis Tolentino, as well as former Senator Panfilo Lacson, are proud Caviteños. Other administration candidates include former Interior Secretary Benher Abalos, Makati City Mayor Abby Binay, Congressman Erwin Tulfo and Camille Villar, Senators Pia Cayetano, Lito Lapid and Amy Marcos, along with former Senators Manny Pacquiao and Tito Soto. According to Alyansa campaign manager Toby Chanco, this 10th campaign rally of their team is vital for their success in the Hatol ng Bayan 2025 polls. He's certain Caviteños will support the admin bets as they have proven their ability to deliver results. Before the campaign tomorrow, Senator Tolentino first visited Malabon, Navotas, and Valenzuela, where he witnessed the turnover of new patrol cars and motorcycles by the local government unit to the police force. Mayor Binay, on the other hand, toured around Batangas and paid courtesy calls to several officials there. Meanwhile, Congresswoman Villar showcased the newly launched Las Piñas General Hospital and Satellite Trauma Center, which she personally advocated for and closely monitored as a legislator. From PTV, Mela Lismoras, Balitang Pambansa.
The palace says it respects the Senate conduct of an inquiry into the arrest of former President Rodrigo Duterte, even if it is being led by Senator Amy Marcos, the president's own sister. The palace also stressed that this move demonstrates the government's willingness to address any questions from relevant authorities and reiterated its confidence that government's decision to turn over the former chief executive to the International Criminal Court, or ICC, was carried out in accordance with the law. PTV's Kenneth Pasyente tells us more.
The palace respects the Senate hearing on the arrest of former President Rodrigo Duterte, led by no less than the president's own sister, Senator Amy Marcos. According to Presidential Communications Office or PCO Undersecretary and Palace Press Officer Attorney Claire Castro, the president does not oppose such hearings. She also added this is proof the government is ready to respond to any questions from the authorities.
Kapag ka po kasi nagtatago, ayaw makipag-usap, lahat ng mga officers niya ay sasabihin walang alam, mas lalo tayong magpapakita na may tinatago tayo. So yung mga dating nagagawa noon, panahon, na hindi pinapapunta ang mga cabinet members pag pinapatawag sa Senado, hindi po yan gagawin ng Pangulo. Para lamang po tayo sa katotohanan at maipakita kung ano ba ang ginawa natin ng naaayon sa batas.
The palace also reiterated its confidence the administration's actions to turn over the former president to the International Criminal Court or ICC were in accordance with the law. And they clarified this does not mean the Philippines agrees to be a province or subject of another country. This is something the government is allegedly implying after surrendering the former president to the ICC, according to Senator Amy Marcos.
Hindi po natin ninais na maging probinsya ng kahit anuman. Dahil po tayo ay isang independent country. Hindi po natin ninais na maging probinsya din po ng Fujian, China. Never natin inisip yan na maging probinsya tayo ng anumang bansa. Nagpapatupad lamang po tayo ng batas. Kahit po sa panahon ngayon ni Pangulong Marcos, hindi natin sinusuko ang anumang karapatan natin sa West Philippine Sea. Siguro doon naman po makikita natin na hindi po tayo, hindi natin ibibigay ang anumang karapatan natin kahit kanino man.
In response to the statement of Senator Bato de la Rosa that he would go into hiding if an arrest warrant was issued against him, the palace questioned whether this is the example the former head of the PNP wants to set for the police force and the people.
Hindi po ito makakabuti sa mga kababayan natin na mismong leader natin ay hindi haharapin ang anumang kaso o complaint na naisampa o maisasampa laban sa kanya. At hindi po ba sabi natin, parang siya nga yata ang medyo umiwan sa kay dating Pangulong Duterte considering na hindi siya pumunta sa Hong Kong kasama sa nila. Hindi po ba dapat ang kaibigan ay walang iwanan?
The President has also spoken with Solicitor General Menardo Guevara following the OSG's decision not to represent the government in the writ of habeas corpus petition filed by the children of the former President. The Chief Executive remains confident in the Solicitor General.
Sinasabi niya po na hindi naman po nawawala ang kanyang tiwala kay Solgen Menardo Guevara. Nung tinanong ko po siya kung magre-resign po si Solgen, ang sabi niya, hindi ko hinihingi ang pagre-resign niya.
From PTV Manila, Kenneth Pasyente, Balitang Pambansa.
A week after Duterte's arrest, the Senate investigated how it was carried out. During today's hearing, officials defended their actions, with National Security Advisor Eduardo Año denying any conspiracy. For his part, Department of Justice or DOJ Secretary Remulla affirmed the International Criminal Court or ICC had no jurisdiction and dismissed kidnapping claims, while Senator Amy Marcos questioned the treatment of Duterte, particularly the use of force, and also brought up kidnapping allegations. The Department of the Interior and Local Government or DILG confirmed Duterte had legal options, while police explained the use of force was necessary. Senators called for more respect for Duterte, and General Torre confirmed Duterte voluntarily complied. Meanwhile, a recent social weather stations or SWS survey shows 51% of Filipinos support holding former President Duterte accountable for his administration's war on drugs, while 25% disagree. On the other hand, support is highest in the Visayas and Northern Luzon. Meanwhile, lawyer Joel Butuyan believes the survey will encourage EJK victims' families to testify. The survey, conducted in February 2025 with 1,800 respondents. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has appointed Henry Roel Aguda as the new Secretary of the Department of Information and Communications Technology. He will replace Ivan John Oy, who resigned from the position in March. According to the palace, Aguda previously led software development services at Reserve System International, oversaw information operations at Nextel, served as Assistant Vice President at Bayan Telecommunication Holdings, and managed the corporate data network for the Manila Electric Company. Aguda also served as the digital infrastructure lead of the Private Sector Advisory Council and was the former president and CEO of Union Digital Bank. The palace urged local candidates to ensure a smooth campaign period for the upcoming local elections, which will begin next week. The palace called for a calm and respectful campaign, avoiding the conflicts with fellow candidates to prevent any disruptions. Malacanang welcomed the reduction in areas identified by the Commission on Elections, or COMELEC, as election hotspots, which they believe will help ensure the credibility of the midterm elections in May. Palace Press Officer Undersecretary Claire Castro highlighted the importance of maintaining a peaceful and truthful campaign. On the other hand, in a bid to fight fake news ahead of the elections, the Cybercrime Investigation and Coordinating Center, or the CICC, is launching an app that can identify false information in just 30 seconds. Floyd Brands from PTV Manila tells us more.
The Cybercrime Investigation and Coordinating Center, or CICC, is set to launch an application that will identify false information. This aims to combat fake news, especially during the elections. This tool allows a suspicious piece of information to be evaluated and identified within just 30 seconds, determining if it's fake news or disinformation. The CICC will provide the app free of charge to the Commission on Elections, or COMELEC, independent checkers, and other relevant monitoring institutions.
Right now, we are in the accreditation process. Nakipagkasundo na kami sa COMELEC kasi ang unang tatamaan nito ay yung election natin. So, we have established certain dates for training on how to use it. So, all regions will have the capability. Lahat po ito ay ginagawa natin para proteksyonan ang integridad, ang kalidad ng ating nalalapit na eleksyon. Let the true will of the people prevail.
This is to enhance the fight versus fake news and disinformation. On the other hand, the Presidential Communications Office partnered with the CICC and Scam Watch Philippines. Under a memorandum agreement, they agreed to join forces in preventing the spread of misinformation and disinformation in the country. The campaign will target information designed to distort the truth and deceive the public. A national deepfake task force will be created to monitor social media content and prevent abuse on these platforms.
Sa pangunguna ng Presidential Communications Office, ito ho ay susuportahan ng CICC, DICT, NBI, and other government offices na tutulong sa pagsugpo nitong mga disinformation drive and develop and adoption of industry standards for content creation and distribution, including establishment of guidelines for transparency and labeling of manipulated media. Masyadong bastardized na ang ating social media, and we have to address it.
Additionally, the IRC hotline number 1326 will be recognized as the national anti-scam hotline, allowing citizens to report scams. From PTV Manila, Floyd Brands, Balitang Pambansa.
The Commission on Elections, or COMELEC, and the Philippine National Police, or PNP, reduced the number of areas of concern under the red and orange category since the campaign period for senatorial candidates and party list groups started on February. Based on the latest data from COMELEC, the red category decreased to 36 places from 38, while the orange category decreased to 156 from 177. Most of the places under the red category are from the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao or BARM. 20 municipalities are from Lanao del Sur, while 9 of them are from Maguindanao del Sur. According to COMELEC, they will intensify their monitoring in the said places as the campaign period for local candidates will soon kick off.
Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Ako po si Roberto Del Pinado Sarmiento, taga President Quirino Sultan Kudarat. 14 years old pa lang po ako noong nagsimula akong tumulong sa aking mga magulang sa farm. Noong 23 years old po ako, kami na talaga ng mga kapatid ko ang naging tenant ni Urbano Patricio. Dahil hindi na makayanan ng tatay ko na magsaka. Pinuntahan kami ng DAR dahil sa intensyon ni Urbano na ibinta sa gobyerno ang kanyang lupa sa pamamagitan ng DOS. Tapos kami ang nakita na aktwal na nagsasaka, kaya kami ang nailagay sa club. At noong taong 2000, lumabas na ang aming titulo na collective club. Noong mayroon ng split project, pinuntahan kami ng DAR noong 2022 para ma-individual ang collective na titulo na inisyu sa amin. At noong 2024, naipalabas na ang aming individual na titulo. Maraming salamat po kay President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., kay Secretary Conrado Estrella III. Makakaasa po kayong hindi ko po ito sasayangin.
And we are back. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has vetoed a proposed bill seeking to declare Pampanga as the culinary capital of the Philippines. Presidential Communications Office Undersecretary and Palace Press Officer Attorney Claire Castro confirmed the decision, stating that the proposal could potentially lead to discrimination as every region in the country has its own culinary excellence. The bill was among the measures pushed by a Pampanga representative who argued that it would benefit local communities by attracting more tourists and creating economic opportunities. On the other news, the Bureau of Immigration, or the BI, officially launched the Advanced Passenger Information System, or APIS, as part of the efforts to strengthen the country's border security and enhance risk assessment. The APIS, an internationally recognized system, enables authorities to screen passengers before they arrive in the Philippines. This system also prevents the entry of individuals who may pose security threats, including criminals and suspected terrorists, and is expected to expedite processing for legitimate travelers. Meanwhile, the Philippine pineapple industry is expected to experience significant growth this year, following an impressive export performance in 2024. Meanwhile, the Philippines and the United Kingdom convened for their first ever joint economic and trade committee meeting in London. This and more in tonight's Business Wrap from the Philippine News Agency.
Moving on to business, the Philippine pineapple industry is expected to experience robust growth this year. This comes after the country exported $787.12 million in 2024, a 7.5% annual increase from 2023. According to Agriculture Assistant Secretary Arnel de Mesa, pineapple production is expected to increase further, reaching 3.12 metric tons and surpassing the recorded output of 2.9 metric tons last year. De Mesa stressed that about 44 metric tons of pineapple are produced per hectare due to high demand, particularly in Europe and China. The government will continuously support pineapple production growth by providing farmers with machinery, technology, and research to improve production. Meanwhile, Philippines and United Kingdom held their inaugural Joint Economic Trade Committee, or JETCO, in London on March 17. The meeting aims to boost their current bilateral trade, which is worth around 207.87 million pesos or 2.8 billion pounds. DTI Undersecretary Alan Hepty and UK Minister for Trade Policy and Economic Security Douglas Alexander agreed to collaborate on enhancing economic ties, particularly in infrastructure, renewable energy, agriculture, and technology. In a news story, the UK government highlighted the huge opportunities offered to British by the Philippines as one of the fastest growing economies in Asia, with the second largest population in Southeast Asia. Alexander said the government's mission is to deliver economic growth by strengthening the partnership and being receptive for business in Asia. That's the latest business news from the Philippine News Agency. This is Wilnard Basilonia for Balitang Pambansa.
A safer and faster travel is what the Department of Public Works and Highways, or DPWH, aims for as they finished an 87.81 million peso road upgrade project in Aliaga, Nueva Ecija. Rick Kiambao from Philippine Information Agency Central Luzon has the details.
About 13,000 daily commuters now benefit from safer and more efficient travel following the completion of the 87.81 million pesos road rehabilitation project along the Cabanatuan City Carmen Road in Aliaga, Nueva Ecija. The Department of Public Works and Highways, or DPWH, upgraded a 3.83-kilometer two-lane national road with Portland concrete cement pavement, reducing travel time between Barangay San Felipe Bata and Zaragoza proper to just 18 minutes. DPWH Regional Director Roselier Tolentino said heavy traffic and years of wear had severely damaged the road, causing delays, vehicle damage, safety risks, and a bottleneck that disrupted economic activities. He added that the completed project now provides a safer, more reliable route for thousands of daily road users, improving accessibility and travel efficiency in line with President Marcos' Build Better More program. Funded under the 2024 General Appropriations Act, the initiative also included shoulder construction and the installation of a cross-drain covering Barangay San Juan, Bukot, Santo Tomas, Macabukod, and Carmen. From the Philippine Information Agency Central Luzon, Rick Kiambao for Balitang Pambansa.
To promote the human rights awareness in the higher education, the Commission on Human Rights Central Visayas and Talisay City College inked a memorandum of agreement for the establishment of the Center for Human Rights Education. Myrtle Pasigan from the Philippine Information Agency Central Visayas tells us more.
The Commission on Human Rights Central Visayas and Talisay City College have signed a memorandum of agreement for the establishment of a Center for Human Rights Education. CHR is collaborating with higher education institutions to establish Human Rights Center in their campuses, as the academe plays a vital role in promoting human rights.
We have been looking for academic institutions of higher education actually, because in the first place, the protection of human rights pertains to the obligation of the government. So we've been looking for government institutions being the primary protector of human rights, and we've been looking for institutions not only within Cebu Province, that we've been trying to look for partners coming from Negros Oriental, Siquijor, probably next, or Bohol.
The center will serve as a social laboratory for human rights education and promoting human rights awareness in the community.
And we are inspired now that finally we have this kind of collaboration, so that this can be embedded, this can be part of the curriculum, the instruction, and probably some other activities that we will be having with partnership with the Commission on Human Rights.
The responsibilities of the center include organizing volunteers and assisting in the establishment and capacity building of Barangay Human Rights Action Center. From the Philippine Information Agency, Central Visayas, Myrtle Pasigan, Balitang Pambansa.
Eastern Visayas, with its stunning landscapes and rich culture, is a filmmaker's paradise. Thus, the Department of Tourism, or DOT, is urging local governments to turn these natural wonders into a thriving film tourism hub. Ulat Reyes from the Philippine Information Agency, Leyte, has the details.
Eastern Visayas boasts a plethora of natural and cultural attractions such as marine adventures, rock formations, waterfalls, caves, and islands, making it an ideal location for film and diverse storytelling. The Department of Tourism in the region is throwing the challenge to local governments to leverage on these natural and cultural potentials through crafting of an appropriate policy environment that would entice local and even foreign filmmakers and provide adequate infrastructure that can support film tourism. In addition to the exposure provided through films, the DOT said there are many ancillary gains to these destinations, like income generation, investment, job creation, which all contribute to the local and national economic development.
Film tourism is actually not new for Region 8. We know for a fact that there have been several movies before that were done in Eastern Visayas. So I'm saying, kaya nato nini. It's just a matter of us making time and being determined to prepare identified sites that have high potential for specific kind of films.
Over the years, Eastern Visayas served as location for many local films, such as Iisa Pa Lamang of Don Zulueta and Richard Gomez, shot in Biri Island, Northern Samar. The fantasy horror film Spirit Warriors in 2000, shot at the Sohoton Caves in Basay, Samar. The 2018 film Kahit Ayaw Mo Na, which starred Andrea Brillantes, which was filmed in Paranas, Samar. The Sharon Cuneta Catherine Bernardo starrer, 3 Words to Forever, which was shot in Ormoc City. There were also indie films that featured the plight of Super Typhoon Yolanda victims, with one that starred superstar Nora Honor, and the other film which starred Danielle Padilla, were both filmed in Tacloban City.
From the Philippine Information Agency, Leyte, Ulat Reyes, Balitang Pambansa.
Umrah Ramadan to our pilgrims there in Saudi Arabia, and that concludes the rundown of the latest, widest, and most comprehensive news and information from all across the nation. This is your trusted news source, always ready to inform and serve the Filipino people. Catch Balitang Pambansa again tomorrow at 7 a.m., 12 noon, 6 p.m., and 9:30 p.m. for more updates and developments. From Radyo Pilipinas, I'm Princess Habiba Sari Paudak, and this is your Balitang Pambansa.